Hello everyone and welcome to my Python programming tutorial. Today we are going to discuss the strings, only the string topic in Python. So let's get started. So if I say print, first of all you need to see the difference between the double quotation marks and single quotation marks. So double quotes is always used to print any text and it's counting anything inside of the double quotation mark is a string. So in Python you can use single quotes as well. So first of all I will go for the double quotes and print hello world, same as for the single quotation mark. I can say hello world. Going for the single one, hello world. So if I just write like this, there is no difference. When I run my code and here is the console, I can see hello world for both of the print statement. What makes a difference between single quotes and double quotes is when in single quotation marks you use something with the single quotes. Like if I want to print hello world with a single quote, just like this, there will be an error, like it will not going to print anything. So it's a syntax error, it's not going to work. But if you do with the double quotes, just like this, and I want my hello world to be printed, first of all I have to remove the error. Same goes over here and put a single quote. Now that will going to print hello world in single quote, the double quotation mark. Same goes if your words, if your text like word like don't, this will not going to work when you are using single quote, but it will work when you are using double quotation marks. So as you can see, there is a red line over here, it says it's an error. How you can do it in single quote? It's not impossible, but it's a little hard and fast rule. You have to use backslash single quote to print single quotation marks onto the console when you are working with single quotes. So when you run, and now you can see don't and single quote over here as well. Same goes for the hello world. You can use backslash single quote starting and backslash single quote to end. When you run, now your hello world with the single quote is also printed onto the console. This is called a special symbols known as the escape sequences. Escape sequences are the characters which are not directly printed like this. They are the special characters which have some special and unique behavior. So as you can see, single quotation marks, just like that. If you want hello world to be printed with double quotation marks, so this will not going to work. As you can see, red line, error. So if you want to print your hello world with double quotes, backslash double quotation marks, backslash ending for the double quotation marks, run, and here is your text. Single for other escape sequences you have backslash n. Backslash n is used for new line. So if you don't want to use one more print statement and you want to stick to the same print but you want your text to be printed onto the new line, you use backslash n. So as you have seen, I've used backslash n, and I can say I like Python programming. When I run, so I like Python programming is on a separate line, but I didn't use a new print statement for this one. I just use backslash n. Same goes if I want to print I like Python programming with a space, like with the indent form. I can use backslash t. It's used for a tab. If you run, so here is one more tab. If you want to increase the space, increase your tab, backslash t. As many times you can use the escape sequences in your print statements as many times you want. So these were the escape sequences. Now what do we have with the strings? String has some special characters, like if I declare a equals to 3, this is an int. To convert this int into a string, there is a function str used to convert the integer or the floating point variables into a string. So you can just say int a like this. So let me show you a clear example. So if I say b equals to 5, both are integers, so I'm applying an operation and I will say convert both of them into a string. So now it will be, or I can say this, c equals to str a plus strb. So when I print C, the output will be 35. It concatenated, it converted this integer into a string and this integer into a string, and then concatenated and added 3 plus 5, not the integers, just as the string. What are the other things you can do? For example, if I am declaring string variable as hello world, just going for this simple basic statement, hello world, every programmers use as for the beginners. So hello world, so there are some to count the length of the string. So to count the length of the string, I will have to use the print to print the answer. So we have a function named len, which is like the short form of length. Inside of the parentheses, you will define the name of your variable, string1, which we have. What is the length of the string? So it will count character by character, and it says 12. So let me tell you, the string, it's like it starts from the 0 index. This h is at 0 index, and it goes all the way at the end, counting this exclamation mark as well. It counts the space as well. This is how it counts. And then what we have is print, and we have the count function. If you want to count how many L were there in your string, so you have to write the variable name string1, in which you have stored your string. You will say dot count. Inside of the parentheses, you will be stating which letter you are looking for. So I am looking for L in my string 1. So there are 3 L present in my string 1. So if you type a letter which is not present in your string, for example S, if you run, you will get 0 for this one. It doesn't exist. And what other functions we have in string? You can have for the like string 1, you can say dot index of, if you want to find the index of O. So let me run. It will give you an integer number that is 4. So your O letter is at, if you see, you have 2 O, but it will always go for the first one if it founds the first one. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 is the index for the letter O. Other functions we use in string is print. I want to convert all of my letters in that string into uppercase, or you want to convert all of your letter in your string into lowercase. We have the command which we use. It's like string1 dot upper. That's it. Then we have print. You can say string1 dot lowercase. That's it. Run. And for the upper, each and every letter is in uppercase, and for lower, each and every letter is in lowercase. Last but not the least, some of the commands which I want to share is string dot starts with, and you can check, it will return a boolean. So it's string 1. It will return you a boolean, true or false, whether your string starts with hello or not. So same goes for print string1 dot starts with, I can say something like this. So it should be true for the first one and false for the second one. Here is the console. You can see the output. See, you can check for the string ends with as well. Ends with, I can say this, my string ends with world. So, or I can say print string1 dot ends with, and you can just put last letter as well, like D, and in this case it will also say true or false according to the statement you have. So both are wrong. Why? Both are false, because you have that explanation mark as well. If you remove that explanation mark, because it doesn't ends with, if you write in this way, both are true. It will look for the last letter where your string is ending right now. Then to count, like as I told you, like your string is stored in the form of indexes. So it's like the first letter is at 0 index, then 1, and for so on. Spaces are also counted as part of the index. So if I want to print the first letter, I don't know what first letter is. For example, first equals to, I'm taking the value from user, enter your name, and user will going to enter his or her name, and what I need to do is I need to print the first letter of that name. So how to get that first letter? I will say first, you use square brackets and you just type 0 index value. Whatever the name is, print the first letter. So here it goes, enter your name, John, and J is printed. And again, enter your first name, Paul, and P is printed. So it is taking first letter of whatever the name is entered by the user. So how to get to the last name? For last name, you just say -1. So it will print the last letter of that name. Enter your name, John, and N is printed. As you can see, the last letter of that string for -1. You can print the range as well, just like I can say I want user to print 0. You put a colon starting point and you tell the ending point, that is like go up till 5 indexes, and 5 is exclusive, so it will go from 0 to 4. So when I run, I will write Python programming, a big name so that it can work. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 values are printed, and it printed a range of those values. Now what I can make a change is, if you put one more colon and you say 1, you will not see any change with the value 1. So what this last colon is, you can put 2, then you can see, then it will print the every other letter. So it will skip one letter and it will print the second letter. So if you say Python programming like this, so PTO, so it took P, it skipped Y, then it took T, it skipped H, and it printed O. And why it stopped at O? Because you said the limit is only 5 index at till 0 up till 4. So this is how you work with the functions and available in your strings. So that's it for today. Thank you. Bye bye.